Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. We're here, former two-time world champion Josh Warrington fighting to be three-time two weights as well now, but also promoter Warrington. Let's touch on that first. Obviously yourself, alongside Steve Wood, VIP Promotion, someone you've been with, for an awful long time, and with the backing of TalkSport, there's a huge show this weekend. Is this that sort of segue that you were looking for to maybe longevity in boxing, maybe once you've stepped out of the ring?
I always knew I was going to have a dabble in boxing at some point, whether it be training, punditry, management. I didn't know if I was going to step into that, but Steve had offered me an opportunity. Obviously we and Steve have been together from the very start. There's not so much loyalty in boxing these days, especially when other opportunities come about, but me and Steve have been through everything. We've started at the very bottom together and we've got to the very top together, and we've both learned a lot as well. We've both learned a lot, and when this game finishes, yes, I'll miss it. That scares me, the thought of retirement. But you've got to have something in place, and as well as a few other things I want to do after boxing, this is certainly something that I get my teeth into, and I'm around the sport.
That's why I asked you, because I know before you've said, look, it frightens me a bit, like this is all I've done. What happens when you do finally call it a day? And look, you've big nights ahead, one we'll get onto, but is this sort of somewhere where you can maybe, when you are done and dusted and you sit back and go, I can still sort of scratch that itch by going to a big show, passing on a bit of advice, or like you say, you're doing this good work now with Steve Wood. Is this sort of keep you in it a little bit to sort of get rid of any temptation of either coming back kind of thing? Yeah,
definitely. And many former fighters and former big names of the sport have already given me that advice and said, just get your teeth into it with someone else. Maybe come away from it for a little bit, but get your teeth into it. Keep yourself busy with other things, and that just stops the temptation of, actually I could do one more. Putting running trainers back on, I can do it again. Because once you stop, then you should stop. And that's what I want to do when I do, decide, or when it comes to time of hanging the gloves up, then that's me. I don't want to be having no comebacks or anything like that. No one last dances or anything. Once I'm done, I'm done. But at the same time, I've learned a lot outside the ring as much as inside the ring. Boxing is a beautiful sport, as I've said many times, but it's also a business, and it can be a mucky business at times, and you've also got to promote yourself. So it's an all different world with promotion these days with social media and videographers and stuff like that, but selling a ticket I know a thing or two about. I've seen one or two contracts from different promoters, and I pay attention to all that stuff, so I've got a fair bit of experience when it comes to like contracts and sponsors and ticket selling and all that, so I can pass that knowledge of how to do and how not to do some things to the next generation.
100%. But look, let's talk about the here and now and what is a very active Josh Warrington, and a Josh Warrington that's been wanting to get back into the ring for a very long time since the last fight. But you've now got it. You've now got an opportunity. We spoke maybe 3 weeks ago, and I know Anthony Cacace's name was sort of banded around a bit, and we put a little bit of a clip out, and I know he reposted it and said that'd be a great fight. And I think from obviously that and other things happening in the background, when people actually look at that fight, like on paper, when you look at that card, obviously a big heavyweight fight, but when you're looking at the other fights, all good fights, but that one's sort of real potential to be an absolute banger and an opportunity for you, world champion as well, at a different weight.
Well, I think we was having that chat, Matt, like you said, about 3 weeks ago. And I was like a bit of a lost puppy, like not really knowing what I was doing or where I was going, because Leigh didn't seem to be getting any closer. The fight with Leigh Wood, the fight with Mauricio Lara couldn't be made. So we need to come up with a different plan now. We need to go down a different route. Maybe just go back to, I don't know, fighting world title eliminators. Just go right back and just work his way back up. So I'll go into the gym, but for no end. And like you say, you'd ask me about that fight, and I'm a fighter, of course I'd take an opportunity like that. And then fast forward to just like a week ago, and just come out blue. You know, I've started out the day just as normal. Gone for a run, come back, had a few errands to run, and next minute Eddie Jones blowing my phone up. Josh, I'm around if you want to chat. And a constant back and forwards of, am I on, am I on, am I not, am I on, am I not? And 8:45 that evening.
The day before?
The day before, I'm on, it's confirmed, you know, signed, sealed and yet to be delivered. And the next day I'm on a train down to London. And kind of just like a bit of realisation when I was sat on the top table, like what's ahead of me. Obviously I've seen Anto many times. We used to be under the same promotional banner, Queensbury. And I know what he can bring. I watched his fight against Joe Cordina. I've watched his fights, you know, coming through. I've seen him against Liam Woodstock. He's got quite a style to him. He knows how to change it up as well. And you know, doing the media with him the day after, he's a big unit. He's a really big unit. But we both have to make 9 stone 4, and we both have to have a £10 limit as well, because it's the IBF. So yeah, from the outside looking in, people say, "Jammy bastard Warrington, how's he got another opportunity again?" But His Excellence has already said that he wants exciting fights. I'm more or less in a fight of the year every time I get into the ring, so you know, I can't help it. You know.
Do you feel like sometimes you're sort of explaining yourself quite a bit, where it's like, look, yeah, you see a lot of the comments and it's how's he managed to get the world title shot, and it's like, well, when you actually look at it, moving up into a completely different weight class, people will say, well, there's mandatory this, mandatory that, but when you look about creating the most exciting fight, you just tick the box. And the last performance, we've gone over it a million times, apart from the last round, you know, you were back to your best, if not maybe a bit more polished than we've seen you in recent years.
Well, this is it, and people moan about it, but then when they watch the fight, they stop moaning. You know, boxing is an entertainment sport, and like any other professional sports, but people want to see blood and guts, and this show is quite a unique show, and His Excellence has already spoke about that. You listen to any interview, he said he wants to see fighters, the fans be entertained. They want to see fighters where they're at on the sleeve and give everything. Anthony is a new champion. He's already said that he's willing to die in the ring to keep hold of the belt. Also, you know, my resume shows that for a lot of punches, I'm an exciting fighter. I'm always in exciting fights. You know, whether I get knocked out or win, you know, unanimously, I'm always in exciting fights, and that's what the card's asking for.
Did you need this though? Because the Leigh Wood fight for you, I don't want to say it was personal, but I think it became a bit more of a, you know what, I really have to go and shut this up kind of thing now, because you were, you know, you had a lot of, in terms of the aftermath of that fight, a bit of back and forth. Did you need this sort of, I don't want to say, don't use the word fear factor, but that, oh, you know what, this is a proper fight, like you can get the bit between your teeth, rather than building your way back up and then maybe fighting somebody in between the levels where it's like it's just maybe a fight, and to maybe get you back to fight a Wood or another name, but it's not, it's for a world title, and you can really add another chapter to this career.
Yeah, definitely. I think we say there, when you climb the ladder, yeah, constantly throughout my career, when I'm climbing the ladder, I had the fear factor about me, shouting myself, you know, get through this one, Josh, and then you might fight for a European title. What the hell? Get through this one and you might be fighting him, who's just, you know, he's formerly world ranked. What the hell? Fighting international belts. Get through this one and you've got like a world title eliminator then. What the hell? It's back against the wall. He seems to bring the best. Against Leigh, I won't shout at myself, because I know that I could beat him. I know I could beat him. You know, me turn up, I could beat him. Yeah, he's had some good wins, but I feel like he's not going to match up to me. So I'm not saying I didn't train hard or anything like that, but certainly the mindset going into this one, what the hell, it's like I'm going into the gym and fold, like I'm climbing the ladder once again. And that's not to say that don't ever get up for fights, but it's just something different. It's hard to explain, mate. If you see me, if you followed me around 24/7, you'd understand. You'd see how I am at home. You'd see, I don't know, just maybe a bit more quiet in the gym. Yeah, just certainly that edge. Because I know what challenge I've got to put in front of me. You know, he's a big man, a hell of a unit, and like I say, I've been in that position where I've just won a world title for the first time, and you don't want to. You'll do anything to keep out of it. So I know what kind of challenge I'm facing, but I also know where I have to be to beat that man.
I suppose you sort of answered the question, my next question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So in your mind, Anthony Cacace is a tougher fight and more of a? Is it more of a test than a Leigh Wood rematch in your eyes? Even though you've said, look, I'd fight Leigh Wood at 130, so he'd be allowed. Listen, we both know at the weights you'd both wanted to move up after anyway, so I suppose he'd be more comfortable at 130. But do you see Anto as, look, there is more of a thing going into this, not a fear factor, but a thing of, I know he's riding this wave at the minute. He's beat a quality operator in Joe Cordina. Let's have that right. Joe Cordina will come back be world champion at another weight, but do you look at that and go, you know what, this is deep waters again, kind of thing, and you feel more inclined to say this is a tougher test? Definitely,
because it's a new way, stepping up and going into with a very big man. I know he's going to want to keep hold of that belt as well, and it's unknown territory. I've not boxed him before. I've boxed Leigh before. I know what get with Leigh. Him and his team can talk about all the fucking research they've done about me. They didn't.
Why is that not happening? Why are you and Leigh not fighting?
Ask him. I honestly, genuinely ask him. I would like to know the answer, because I did everything in my power to make the fight happen. I did everything. I agreed any venue. I took less money, then I took less money again. We changed dates about 3 or 4 times because I had injury. Then you couldn't do this date, couldn't do that date, whatever. Couldn't do September because AJ's fighting and Ben can't do both fighters. I did everything. There's nothing that I don't think I could have done anymore. So, ask him.
In terms of what could come, and look, I'm not saying this with any looking over any opponent. You'll obviously know in the back of your mind that it will be hard to look past. You've done a lot in your career to become a 3-time 2-weight world champion. Be a hell of an achievement. But that then unlocks another door, the door to maybe America, to other things. You have a mandatory in weight, I believe, if whoever wins that fight, with all due respect, in a Sugar Nunes, I believe. Is that a fight that, if you got past a Cacace, could take place abroad? Would that give you your tick box kind of thing over there?
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to tick both boxes at the same time, do your mandatory and get it in the States. That'd be real nice. Then maybe I could come back to Leeds and have a bit of a testimonial, or maybe I could go to Nottingham and go to City Ground. But I think first and foremost, I don't want to get carried away with myself. I need to concentrate on 21st. I know I've got another challenge in front of me, and just put all my energy into that first.
Yeah, 100%. When I saw the fight get made, two good guys, both fighting men. I was speaking to him in Saudi Arabia before his fight, and I know a lot of people were writing him off, and he was amped up for it all week. And I was thinking, you know what, he's not coming here, he ain't coming here to get paid, kind of thing. And you'll expect a good fight. Anything else you want to touch on just before we leave this off, mate?
No, I think that's it. Once again, I'll just say, just don't write me off. I think walking into the Leigh Wood fight, many people after the fight were saying they were shocked to see how well I performed, but don't judge me just on that Lopez fight. That back in 2022. Don't judge me on just how the fight got stopped against Leigh Wood. I'm still here. And I've had 30 plus fights of having good nights. Just because of a few bad nights, I'm not done. So don't write me off just yet.
100%. Look, Josh Warrington, we appreciate your time. It's going to be an interesting little ride to Wembley, and what a fight. Just a brilliant fight when you're talking about boxing and what fans can expect. So we'll catch up, I'm sure, before. Good luck and see you soon.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, guys.